Hello, welcome to the Eurocentrist podcast, the podcast where I get to learn. That's it. That's the whole podcast. I just get to have the education that I didn't get to have in high school, American high school.
Killer intro, bro.
I'm really happy about the state of my country, and I'm really excited to be talking about something else.
Yeah, July 4th. Happy birthday, America. You did well.
Don't lie. Don't lie to that.
You finally made it so that, a baby can own a gun. So
I love that. I would own a gun. Pew pew.
Is that would that count as a late-time abortion?
Actually, I just had a conversation with someone about this the other day, and it was if there's a uterus, if in the uterus a gun is with the baby and the baby the gun accidentally misfires, is that double homicide? Is that a late-term abortion? That's not a real question. By the way,
what it is? What it is? It's the true baby boomer.
I was gonna feel bad about the joke that I just made. Now I just feel bad about being here.
All right. So, Aislinn, with this in mind,
yes.
How do you feel about religious zealotry?
Fool me once, shame on you. It fooled me, we can't get fooled again.
Religious zealotry?
Yeah.
Generally not a fan.
Not a fan?
I grew up in the South. It's
wrong answer already.
Oh, it's the wrong answer? Oh, do tell. What am I in for?
So first of all, I want you to react to a guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I printed it. Finally, because last time we looked at Suleiman, and then only afterwards we looked at a picture drawing of him, and we finally were like, oh yeah, he's a hottie.
Yeah, that's after seeing pictures of. I see why he was the most beloved slave. Oh God! Not to disrespect all of the hard work.
The best steed in the stable.
Oh, okay. Don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm just tossing around, bro.
All around me are okay. So
equanimity for everybody.
No. Okay. This is cursed. I can't tell what I'm more upset about. The horse puns.
Fool me once or fool me twice.
I'm more upset about the horse puns than the racism. That's where I'm at right now. Okay.
Racism.
Show me this guy. I need to know who this guy is.
All right, here you go.
Okay. He I know that guy.
Osama bin Laden.
No. I play like Overwatch with him on occasion. I'm in his apartment. It smells like Doritos and Mountain Dew.
He's a gamer.
He's a total gamer.
Mountain Dew is perfect because he's Tyrolean.
Original Mountain Dew, baby. His Mountain Dew is just what they call his sweat. That's just his gamer.
It's wine.
It's his gamer sweat.
Yeah, gamer juice.
He simps for Twitch streamers.
All right. So we will talk about Andreas Hofer.
Oh, he looks like an Andreas.
The title that I gave today's subject is An Austrian Jihad.
Okay, can we talk about the fact that Austrian names have never changed?
Oh yeah, Andreas Hofer is the most generic one too.
Yeah.
Andy Hofer.
Yeah, all of these names, like, I could know a guy.
We probably know a guy.
We probably know guys who have these names.
Oh yeah, there's an Andy in there.
And it's weird because it's like none of these...
I think I know like 3 Andreas and like 5 Andrea.
Yeah, there's several Andreases everywhere.
Yeah.
It's Andreases. Johannes, like yeah. It's just those are not real names, guys. Okay, that's a history name. That's why I'm here on this podcast. I'm here to learn. Well, I shouldn't be running into you with the grocery store.
All right, Andreas Hofer. The following is a complete translation of Chapter 4 of Carlo Romeo's work Tirol, Südtirol, Trentino, an historischer Überblick, annotated with clarifications and fun facts, and one stupid pun. Obviously, as always, this was written by our
research guy, Ben.
Thank you, Ben, again.
Yeah, Ben, and your not generic name.
So Ben is Tyrolean, so he is a bit biased when it comes to this. So let's see how he...
That was actually a selfie of his granddad.
There's a non-zero chance that he's related to Andreas Hofer.
Oh, gotta love that. Okay,
right.
So who is this guy? Is he actually a gamer?
I love that we start with Chapter 4 because it's, the book is about more than that.
Oh, We're not even from the beginning. What do they have to?
The beginning that is important to us.
Okay.
Yeah. Chapter 4: The Myth of 1809. Tyrol in the coalition wars against France. That's the title. All right. The quote from the book. The Napoleon. I wanted to say the fucking.
I'm trying
candy.
to help you.
Nothing. I said the Neapolitana. That's Italy, and that's a candy. But I wanted to say Napoleon.
Napoleonic.
The Napoleonic.
Oh my
era.
God.
The Neapolitana era. It's such a sweet era for Middle Europe.
Quite literally sweet era. We're talking about ice cream.
So many layers.
These are. Give us money so you can get more jokes just like this. All right, go on.
All right. The Napoleonic Era, 1796 to 1814, was a crucial phase for the development of a Tyrolean identity. So much so that later generations spoke of an age of heroes, Heldenzeit.
Okay.
Again and again, Tyrol was drawn into the Allied European monarchs' wars against revolutionary France.
Okay, interesting.
Quote, in 1809, not without pressure from Austria, the Tyroleans rose up against the Kingdom of Bavaria in defense of supposedly old values, including the Christian faith. Andreas Hofer, an innkeeper from Passaier Valley, modern-day South Tyrol, became the hero of this short-lived, ultimately unsuccessful insurrection.
I was pretty.
Spoiler.
I feel like I was pretty dead fucking on with my. That's some pro gamer moves right there.
Later generations stylized him into a mythical figure and instrumentalized him for various political endeavors.
Wait, is this like the Davy Crockett?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is all right.
Yes. This is one of the reasons why I picked him. Is he's like a national symbol, not just for Tyrol, but for Austria in general sometimes. And he's overused and over dramatized and like valorized.
I've never heard of this guy in my life.
That's perfect for Austria.
Is this just like a secret that you guys, like a guy you guys all worship together?
Okay, no, just to tell you how famous he is, when they made the biopic movie of his, which was a direct-to-TV three-parter, I think.
Just to show his level of fame right there. His TV movie fame.
Hey, that for Austria, that wasn't bad. If you get a four-parter, if you get a miniseries, you're pretty famous.
Okay, but also, you exported Arnold Schwarzenegger.
More importantly, the guy who played him was the original Kommissar Rex. So that is pretty famous.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So
right.
Remind me again what time period we're in.
We are 1796 to 1814.
Napoleon is in power at this point.
He's fully swinging his dick around Middle Europe.
Okay.
He's clapping the Austrian-Hungarian Empire's armies left and right.
He's clapping them cheeks left and right.
Same for the Italians. Same for the Spanish to a certain degree. The British are trying to do subterfuge at any given point, basically, because they want to embargo the new European system that Napoleon wants to implement.
And Andreas is here to be like, nah.
He's just a local innkeeper, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's just a small town boy.
He's just Saddam Hussein. Yeah, exactly.
He's just Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
This is a character arc I was not expecting.
No, Saddam Hussein was actually agnostic mostly, so that doesn't count. This guy is more religious. All right.
Oh, awesome.
Next title, The French Peril. In 1796, when it became apparent that the French army would invade Italy, both the Schützen, rifles, and the Landsturm, the total of all men fit to bear arms, were put on alert. On June 1st, representatives of the estates, Stände, in Bozen, vowed to hold annual celebrations of the solemnity.
This is I don't know how to read.
The fucking Catholic. Fucking Catholic. Solemnity. Wait.
Catholic bullshit.
Wait. Let me.
We're gonna figure this out live on air. I've never heard this word in my.
Okay, good.
I'm learning so many things just by being like friends with you. Like I learned so many things. Some things I learn against my will, but this I actually do want to know how to pronounce that.
Solemnity. Highest ranking feast day in the liturgical calendar of the Roman Rite.
What the fuck does any of that mean? I'm not Catholic. I wasn't raised Catholic.
I'm like, no idea. What
No, you are going on. I don't know what's happening.
Okay, wait.
This makes sense to Austrians.
I hope Victionary has a pronunciation guide. Great. Oh, audio. UK. Solemnity. Okay.
Oh, solemnity.
I wasn't that far off.
Yeah, okay. Solemnity sounds better than what I thought it was going to be.
Wait, let me crank this.
You do.
Soldier boy is in there.
Imagine
Andreas Hofer, soldier boy. He comes down the mountains.
Imagine you're a DJ, but all you ever play is just word pronunciations over the speakers.
Solemnity.
Oh my god.
All right.
Oh, he's hot. Who is he?
Wikipedia pronunciation
Who
guide.
is he? Sir.
I mean, he can do the alphabet.
Yeah, he can do my alphabet anytime. Okay, I'm sorry.
Also, turn down your mic. You're clipped like 4 times.
I got a little too hot and bothered there.
All right. Solemnity of the most sacred heart of Jesus. Not his regular sacred heart.
Wait, what the fuck does this mean again? Solemnity? That's the...
So the estates are vowing to hold annual celebrations of the solemnity of the most sacred heart of Jesus. It's one of the high feast days of the Catholic calendar.
One of the many rest days they got.
Yeah. After a pause of several months, the French army continued its attack in spring 1797. Advancing from Trento, the French occupied Bozen and Brixen to eventually reach Vienna by going through the Puster Valley, modern-day South and East Tyrol. So they just went through the valley, basically, because otherwise you have to go through the north, and then you have the Danube right there. So I'm guessing this was also to avoid crossing the Danube to attack Vienna.
Okay.
I'm assuming. On April 2nd, a skirmish occurred in Spinges, modern-day South Tyrol, which was of no military importance, but led to the emergence of the legend of Katharina Lanz, which later turned that woman in the Age of Nationalism into an identification figure for the Ladins.
So this is like a Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh yeah, they're
they're establishing
Katharina Lanz. That was her origin movie.
It's like what DC did with Wonder Woman and Batman v Superman. This is the same structure. Oh my god.
Yeah. Look at you.
Oh my god. I'm having too much fun.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. How dare you?
This is the first time I'm having fun in weeks. What are you doing, asshole?
Unfortunately, not wrong. No, I'm excited to learn more about the.
Oh yeah, by the way, that's also one reason why we're drinking Almdudler right now. Was
this sponsored by the state of Tyrol?
Yes, exactly.
Give us money, Tyrol.
Yeah, exactly, and Almdudler.
Yeah, Almdudler too.
This is seriously Almdudler. If you wanna, give us give us cases like a lifetime supply of Almdudler. We wouldn't be mad.
I will. Okay.
If you give us the one with fucking elderflower in it, I'll throw it out of the window. Only original Almdudler is real Almdudler.
The tea. Okay. Yeah. I didn't really. Okay.
I'm an Almdudler purist.
Okay, so who is this?
Katharina Lanz?
Yeah.
Okay.
No military importance, but she's here.
Yeah. The peasant maid from Enneberg. So that's where she's from.
Okay.
Allegedly fended off the enemies with a pitchfork.
Okay.
Aside from her, other women also became famous for their patriotic achievements, namely Therese von Sternbach in northern Tyrol and Giuseppina Negrelli.
Giuseppina
Negrelli.
No, Negrelli is not the funny part. It's Giuseppe, but feminized.
Giuseppina.
I didn't think
that's literally my wife's name, Giuseppina.
No,
it's literally the same.
No, you said it like Giuseppina. Like Giuseppe. Like, because remember Giuseppe was on the... He died in the expedition.
Callback.
Exactly.
Cool callback.
Exactly. That's why we watch this. That's why we're here. No.
That's why I have you here. To remember things.
Yeah, your mind's been slipping with age.
Oh, definitely it has.
No, right. So she's there. There's a bunch of badass bitches in this town. We love to see it. We love to see some representation.
Again, it's used for propaganda purposes to build them up as more than real life-size people, you know?
Übermenschen,
Yes,
as one might say.
kind of.
That's
yeah.
a little scary.
All right, yeah, totally. All right, next title, The Sacred Heart and next chapter, The Sacred Heart and the Tyroleans. Quote, devotion to the Sacred Heart of Jesus had been widespread in Tyrol since the Baroque period. The popular missions of the Jesuits carried this cult into the most peripheral areas. The misgivings of rationalist theologians could not find a sympathetic ear. The emotional effect which the cult had, particularly on the lower classes, was too strong. The Sacred Heart Covenant, Herz-Jesu-Bund, which still exists. I think they're like an emergency service now. It's like an EMS.
All right.
Of June 1796 should invoke God's aid in particularly dire situations. It's like if you unlock, like a special call-in card in Call of Duty and they drop like a special shipment of weaponry.
I can't help but think that they're trying to like reverse engineer Joan of Arc. like they saw that and they're like, oh, the fucking French, they got
This is the Arc of Joan.
They're like trying to reverse.
Character Arc of Joan.
She's part of the cinematic universe now, the Austrian cinematic universe.
Can't wait for Thanos to show up.
Well, Thanos is literally Hitler, so he already showed up. We're in phase whatever.
I think technically it would be the 30-year war because compared to like total population eradicated, the 30-year war was but it also took them 30 years.
Nobody knows what that is, so for marketing purposes, it's Hitler.
For you, you know it because it's the schism between the Catholic Church and the Protestants. Martin Luther.
Martin Luther.
That's what triggered the 30-year war.
I do know this one.
Yeah.
I do know Martin Luther is Martin Luther King.
Yeah. Without the junior.
Without the
Martin Luther König.
Don't say.
All right.
Okay.
Quote. The goal of the country's alliance with the Sacred Heart was to mobilize the population as completely as possible, but also the affirmation of the importance of Catholic creed in a country whose faith seemed softened by Enlightenment reforms. Furthermore, through this action, the representatives of the Stände grew into the role of direct intermediaries between God and the people. This could also be seen as a symbol of political autonomy for the factually much weakened states of the Landtag.
Okay, so they're slowly but surely gaining power.
Yes, and they're using religion like a more populist version of religion.
That's super interesting.
Catholicism. And also as a, again, counterweight to look at those pussies, like letting people think for themselves.
You said Saddam Hussein. I almost can't help but feel like this is like Ayatollah territory. This is more Iranian. Yeah, this is more Iranian. I've been doing a lot of research on like the pre-revolution Iran especially because not trying to get any ideas. America,
right? I love that in this case the Shah are French.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Which also true.
It tracks.
Double Shah.
Real quick though, just on the subject of Iran and all of that, like I can't help but feel kind of betrayed because every time I was told about the revolution, it was like, oh, they did it because the Shah was BFFs with the United States and they didn't like that. Right. When the truth is, they just did trickle down economics and it didn't fucking work.
Yeah.
So they're like, we'll go back to
the Shah was a terrible person too. Like he tortured people and killed them as well.
Yeah, that, and also he took all the money from everyone.
Oh yeah.
That he was supposed to distribute.
That didn't help. That
definitely doesn't help, especially when that's like his whole thing. That was his whole marketing scheme.
Yeah, don't tell him.
Yeah. but this sort of reminds me of that because the Iranian people, or at least enough of the Iranian people, felt the need to sort of return to something more familiar. Traditional and familiar, because
the change was not right.
All we needed to do was bring socialism and not capitalism, and maybe we would be in a different place right now, geopolitically.
Sorry, I didn't hear you there. That was such a weird sentence that you said there.
Oh, sorry.
Like that was too...
Sorry, are we gonna have to cut this out to make sure I don't get to make sure I don't like die in a freak getting shot 5 times in the chest suicide accident? Okay, so that's
All
really
right.
dark. Let's go back to what we're doing.
Even before 1796, the Sacred Heart had been one of the strongest symbols of anti-Jacobin uprisings in France.
Okay.
So it's a hate symbol.
Okay.
Kind of.
What do we have a picture of the hate symbol?
Nope.
It doesn't look like a swastika, does it? I'm gonna imagine it's swastikas.
Again, it's a Sacred Heart, so I'm assuming it's a Sacred Heart. Like it's one of those hearts that are painted in Catholicism with a ribbon on it or something like that, and sometimes there's flames behind it and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's normally like a Sacred Heart.
That's a bad hate symbol. From a design standpoint.
Yeah, I have heartburn.
Talk about that, but also, how are you supposed to vandalize public property with this as your hate symbol? How are you supposed to get the word out for your hate group?
Also, you need a professional painter every
Exactly.
time to make a tag.
That's why it didn't work, because it's not a... Oh my God, we should... It's a good thing these guys are dead, because we would be way too good in the marketing department for terrorism.
All right. They use it for anti-Jacobin uprisings in France, such as Vendée in 1793. In Tyrol, the unity of religious and political values was celebrated at later solemn renewals of the covenant. These were meant to strengthen the country's patriotism and to maintain its territorial and religious unity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, feels more Ayatollah. More Ayatollah.
I'm just imagining a Tyrolean Ayatollah doing the yodeling, but it's like...
Oh my... Yodeling, but racist.
Oh
my God. 911.
What is your emergency?
911, can you help me? I'm being held hostage by a yodeling Austrian who's doing racist.
That would be our Guantanamo, like to do the
Oh my God, that would be effective too.
Enhanced interrogation.
Enhanced interrogation.
We would totally blast yodeling music down the hallway.
Yeah, that's... You need to stop talking right now because...
They're taking notes right now.
Yeah, you're being a little too good at your job. Okay, sorry, go on.
All right. The so-called Herz-Jesu-Feuer, Sacred Heart fires, which were originally likely pre-Christian summer solstice fires,
Okay.
what a surprise,
Yeah.
are still lit to this day at nightfall on one Saturday, Friday or Sunday in some areas, in June, rarely May or July, depending on what day Easter falls on, every year in most towns and villages in the whole of Tyrol, and also Trentino and parts of Belluno, so southern Tyrol and that area.
Okay.
Setting the mountaintops ablaze in a beautiful spectacle. So they're doing calling the Rohirrim.
They're what?
You know, the lighting the fires. Gondor needs help.
I don't know who Gondor is.
Lord of the Rings.
I'm not... Okay.
Oh my God, Aislinn. Really?
I'm gonna out myself as I don't like Lord of the Rings, yo. I don't know it.
You don't like Lord of the Cock Rings.
I would like that, but that's...
there's a German dub where they are talking about it being a cock ring, and it's hilarious.
Okay, maybe I can get into that. But Lord of the Rings minus the cocks... I'm sorry. It's not for me.
It is a shame they didn't show Viggo Mortensen's penis in this one.
Oh my God.
He is a hottie.
No. I think we should have seen Gandalf's penis. Like not even
dick.
for sexual reasons, just to know. Just so we all know. We all get to know the cast of
His
Lord of the
penis
Rings.
pushes up the poop while doing anal, and he's like, you
my
shall
God.
not pass.
No, why did you have to make it worse? It was already a sideshow curiosity. Why'd you have to make it worse?
Gandalf.
Okay, yeah, so I do not get any Lord of the Rings references that aren't like the obvious ones that are in pop
German
culture.
version would be Landalf.
Are you... Wait.
No. But
Okay, I thought that they might have changed the name because y'all like to change the names of things.
That's true.
in
Landalf would
translation.
be funny. That would be funny.
Landalf.
Countryside Gandalf.
That is a joke exclusively for German audiences.
Just like my current meme for Tyler, the creator, that I uploaded.
Tyler,
The creator.
Oh my God. I'm upset because that's good, actually.
Thank you.
Okay,
Tamas said the same thing. He's like, I hate it, but this one is good.
I respect. Okay, yeah.
All right. So, what what Gondor does to call his allies is put
sets
flame.
fire to all the mountains and
exactly,
shit.
and they're doing the same thing. But
this
for Jesus.
this isn't not sounding like a hate
But it's
group.
also a rebranding already because it was a summer solstice pre-Christian.
Yeah.
So it's it's just the Catholic
They're
Church.
just
It's like
rebranding.
they are already doing this, but we need to tell them that this is Jesus. So let's just rebrand it.
We'll just slap Jesus's or slap our Sacred Heart right on
Yeah.
it. Our really poorly designed hate symbol. Well, they got fire instead, but I also feel like, why are you setting fire to the places in nature that we need to survive mostly?
It's a mountaintop. It's fine.
It's on top of the mountain.
Yeah.
They got trees on top of mountains.
There's something called the mountain line. So maybe it's above that.
Okay, I have a very different view of is there snow on these mountains?
Probably.
What
on
are they
some of them, because it is May or July, depending on how far up they go, or June. So it depends.
Okay.
All right,
whatever.
So they're usually arranged in the shape of religious symbols: hearts, crosses, INRI, IHS. The typical inscriptions that you find on Christian crosses.
Sure, yeah.
They're normally abbreviations of like Latin sayings.
Okay, I do not know anything about that, but I'll take your word for it.
And or patriotic symbols such as the Tyrolean eagle. According to Wikipedia, thanks Ben, this
I'm sorry, I'm caught up at eagle. That's ours. You
Yeah.
can't have it.
No, because it's according to Wikipedia. I love that Ben is it's an annotation of his, and he's just like
I appreciate the clarification there,
Yeah.
Ben, because
Yeah,
the eagle belongs.
No, because normally he uses proper sources and
okay.
Yeah.
It's him showing his ass.
Yeah. This tradition actually caused quite the kerfuffle in 1920, as the Italian garrison in South Tyrol had no idea about them and thought they were the signal for an impending insurrection, putting them on high alert. Oops.
Someone doesn't know his history. Should have listened to our podcast.
The Tyrolean Rohirrim are showing. Terrarium. All right. Next chapter. 1803. Tyrol incorporates the bishoprics of Trento and Brixen.
Okay, so he has them join the Avengers. Cool.
Yeah. Quote, the war ended in Austria's defeat. In the Treaty of Campo Formio, 1797, Belgium, Lombardia, Modena, and Mantua were lost. So they were all gobbled up by France.
Gotcha.
The area of the former Republic of Venice was won. So, yay, we got a little bit back.
Is that why Tyroleans think they're Italian?
Yes, and also the other way around. And it's stupid. It's all stupid.
yeah. I'm glad you agree on this.
It's all stupid.
I'm sorry for I'm not sorry for
I'm
exposing
very happy
you.
for the EU because at least we're like, we're all EU citizens.
Yeah, we're all just world citizens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't see color.
I mean, okay.
Okay, go on.
A further defeat suffered in the War of the Second Coalition, 1799 to 1801, forced Austria to accept the re-establishment of republics on Italian lands and the formation of the Helvetic Republic, Switzerland, and Batavian Republic, Netherlands. Several German states, including Bavaria, followed France closely. One important consequence of the Treaty of Luneville. Moonville. Lune. Yeah, like the moon.
Not Mont.
No, because it's in France, I'm assuming. The Treaty of Luneville, 1801, was the secularization of the bishoprics, formerly bishoprics.
Maybe we should read these ahead of time.
Nah, this is funnier. Formerly self-governing under the Holy Roman Emperor.
Okay.
So they're trying to make it less religious, the French.
Okay. Oh yeah, that does sound like, because they were all about like
Enlightenment.
Enlightenment, baby.
Exactly. Yeah. Acceptance of other religions.
They were just
the church is not supposed to take 10% of your shit.
They were just fucking neckbeards, dude. They were all reading Richard Dawkins and arguing with each other on Reddit. Yeah.
They literally are milady.
They are malading all of Europe. A mass maladying occurred in Belgium this morning. Several thousand casualties.
They're so fat from all the waffles and fries.
Talk about let them eat cake, am I right?
Meat cake? Oh, I love it. I'm a lady.
That's what it's. That's a great French impression that we're doing.
French neckbeard is hard. French neckbeard is hard to nail.
That's much to his dismay, naturally.
Yeah, he has too much fupa.
I was gonna say, like, someone referred to Pepe Le Pew as a rape skunk recently.
That's not totally wrong.
Yeah, that is pretty much accurate, but that's what I imagine that
It's less
French
rape.
neckbeards...
It's less rape. It's more Nötigung.
Huh?
You know, you're forcing yourself. He never completely rapes.
He never completely rapes.
He only forces himself.
He never closes the deal.
He sexually harasses.
Yeah.
He tries to rape, but he never rapes.
He never closes the deal.
Yeah.
That's his problem.
He knows that with sexual harassment, he gets maybe a slap on the fingers
They
from
didn't
HR.
have a word for sexual harassment back then, even.
Oh, no, it's called being a man.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't have words for shit like that. Okay, we're getting so off topic.
Particularly those at the Rhine and in Westphalia, were to, in exchange for the regions west of the Rhine that had fallen to France, be incorporated into already existing or newly created states. This decision received the formal approval of an extraordinary deputation of the empire convening in Regensburg. Thus, the territories of Trento and Brixen, too, were incorporated into the county of Tyrol as legally equal.
Okay.
So there's Tyrol grows a little in that time. Because everything shifts around.
Not to be rude, but where is Andreas? Where is this guy?
He's coming later on.
I feel like I'm getting some prequel information.
Yes, this is all prequel information.
Yeah,
because
okay.
the base has to be there.
See, this is why I don't like Lord of the Rings. Because
this is my 20-minute explanation of how the forest is really dark.
This is your Silmarillion, or whatever the name of that book is, where it's just entirely dedicated to expanding the... I can't get into fantasy universes because the only lore that I'm really interested in learning about is real life lore, and even then, I fail to see. We're not yet at the part where we can justify it.
Right.
Where's Andreas? Come on.
All right. Next chapter. 1806. Tyrol under Bavaria and the end of the Holy Roman Empire. Quote, with its victory in the War of the Third Coalition, France further consolidated its dominant position in Europe. In the Peace of Pressburg on December 26, 1805, Austria lost Venetia, including Istria and Dalmatia, to the newly to the newly established Napoleonic Kingdom of Italy. Napoleonic under air quotes here because it's the Kingdom of Italy, but he put the guy in charge and everything. So it's a puppet state.
It's sort of like how Austria was during World War II.
Oh, yeah. No, a little bit more separate in this case. Mm-hmm. And in World War II times, it was just like super direct control,
They closed the deal. That was their problem.
Exactly, yeah. All right. What else happened? Tyrol fell to Bavaria, which was elevated from duchy to kingdom in 1806. Okay. So they got an upgrade.
All right.
So it's the Kingdom of Bavaria now. So there's a king instead of a duke.
What is the actual upgrade, though?
Oh, you get like tax bonuses and shit like that.
For having a monarchy?
An upgrade in your monarchy, yes.
Okay.
A king normally rules over more land. It's a little bit foggy on who's a king and who's not. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people called themselves kings without having an actual kingdom. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they had a duchy,
How do you justify,
But normally a king doesn't answer to anybody except for the Pope and maybe the Kaiser. I
was gonna say, because, you can't just go around calling yourself the king. Everyone will know.
You can. That Napoleon literally did that.
Yeah, but Napoleon at least was in charge of the country.
Right.
You can't just be some guy. Because people will call you out.
You can. There literally is like a
what I'm saying is that people who call themselves kings and are legit, people would statistically probably already know about, so they wouldn't need to identify themselves as kings. You see what I'm saying?
I self-identify as king.
I self-identify as. I mean, literally, that's just how they pick the popes. Literally, popes. What's different about that? I've just transitioned from normal human being to voice of God. My pronouns are they them.
All right. So they got to be a kingdom.
Okay.
So it's the Kingdom of Bavaria now. At that time, and once and for all in 1815, Austria also lost what had remained of the former forelands, anterior Austria, to Baden, Württemberg, and Bavaria.
Okay.
So we're losing even more territory in this time period.
Just bleed money right now.
Yeah, because we're bleeding money, and because our army is so much worse than the French one. Mm-hmm. And the French are they're just clapping us at every time, and so they can, every time they win, they can dictate more favorable terms in the peace talks.
Okay. Yeah. Dark times. Got it.
No, well, not dark. Again, it depends what you're looking at. Again, generally, there's a ton to be said in favor of Napoleon's reforms.
To be fair, actually, Hitler wasn't so bad because he built the Autobahn.
But there's a difference.
Is there a difference?
Yes.
Do we want to explain the difference?
Way more liberal politics, for example. Napoleon wasn't a huge racist. He didn't hate the Jews. He was an outsider himself.
But the French hated the Jews. A lot of the French hated the Jews. Yes,
but it depends who leads them to what they are gonna do. You know, either you do a Vichy or you accept them into your society. There's a difference here.
We're gonna do an episode on Napoleon, and we'll settle this once and for all.
Very important. He numbered streets correctly. Like that was one big thing that he did.
This is literally what I just said. This is literally what I just said. Hitler, Jews, schmooze. He built summer camps. It was a great time for everyone.
He put labels on shit.
He put labels on. Things were so much worse before.
Yeah,
now
so
we know.
Unorganized, yeah.
Yeah, they're organized now on their way to kill us. Now we know which street we're on. Go on.
But yeah, and well, whatever.
Okay, wait. So Napoleon, he's got everything. He's yoinking up all of Europe. Yoinking up Europe should be a band name.
What he can't directly control, he puts a puppet state in his place. All of this is basically to break British dominance.
Gotcha.
Because this is the only way out, because he can't trade through the sea anymore, really. Because the French Navy is good. It's one of the best out there. But the British Navy is just so much better.
Okay.
That is, sea power is... like above all, you can't invade Britain.
That tracks actually.
At that point,
they were fucking everywhere.
Exactly.
Do we know why they were better?
At this point, they are still like Britain is so rich, it basically bankrolled all the other superpowers' wars against France.
Jesus Christ, that's a fucking vendetta right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, they didn't like each other at all.
Britain versus France is just America versus the Soviet Union. Mm-hmm. They're both are they ideologically motivated? British versus
in
France?
This time period, for sure.
Okay, all right. Then.
It's mostly economical still, because it's always about the money.
Well, technically, so was U.S. versus Soviet Union.
It's always about the money.
Yeah, it's always about the money, baby.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Quote: predicting the imminent end of the Holy Roman Empire of German nation, Emperor Franz II took the title of Emperor of Austria on August 11th, 1804. 2 months, so he rescinded his title to the seat of the Holy Roman Empire, basically ending the Holy Roman Empire of German nation.
Oh, shit.
He just dissolves the HRE by, like, I'm stepping back and there's nobody else to take that place. The idea is so that Napoleon can't snag that title up.
Oh, can't have that.
Can't have it. No, because that would consolidate a huge chunk of his power in the middle of the Germanic nations.
True.
Like Prussia and all those people all of a sudden would be somewhat under his direct control.
So then what happens now? If the Holy Roman Empire is just dissolved, we got a Yugoslavia situation where a bunch of countries are just displaced.
Splintered. Yeah, it's splintered. Exactly. It's splintered. It's all over the place. But it would mean that Napoleon would have to conquer each of them individually, because they don't have like an overarching power structure that dictates their life.
I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah. All right. 2 months earlier, Napoleon had declared himself Emperor of the French. So literally France II was like, hey, that's cool.
France 2 electric boogaloo.
Imperial of Austria has a nice ring to it.
Yeah.
All right. In December, the Corsican Napoleon, put a crown on his own head. Because of course he can do that. Oh, Ben!
We beat you to it, Ben. Sorry. We already made the jokes about him declaring himself king.
Of course he can. Okay. 2 years later, on August 6th, 1806, Emperor France II, first, depending on what you look at now, set aside the title of Roman Emperor shortly after several states that had seceded from the empire had united as the Confederation of the Rhine under Napoleon's rule. The end of the empire marked a turning point in the history of Europe. The aftermath brought with it an utterly new conception of state power, which also fundamentally changed the legal conditions between rulers and ruled.
Okay.
So, old power structure gone. All of a sudden, there's a ton of restructuring going on.
Right. What are the differences?
Again, there's no tithe payments anymore because the Holy Roman Empire required tithes.
Okay.
Tithes to be paid.
What are those?
Normally, it would be either cash, soldiers, or goods that you pay to the Kaiser so he can run basically the HRE.
So taxes.
It's like a proto-EU where everybody
taxes.
Tithes are taxes, but taxes normally only come in cash. Well, a tithe could be again manpower or in a war, for example.
Okay,
yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, for example, like during the wars against the Ottomans, the Holy Roman Empire would just be like, hey, can you send 3,000 people and can you send 2,000 people, and then collectively we will have more manpower.
Just write in the group chat, hey yo.
Yeah, exactly. Hey yo, who up? Yeah.
Hey yo, y'all up.
yeah. Who's up to
get in, loser? We're gonna defend the country.
Vienna is getting sieged for the 3rd time. Can you guys help us out for a second?
We're gonna get murked. We're gonna get Holy Roman Empire.
Exactly. So next chapter, the Bavarian Reforms. Quote, the young kingdom of Bavaria introduced a multitude of centralist reforms inspired by France. The Constitution of 1808, although it was introduced by the king, was thought of as a veritable milestone on the road to a modern state.
Okay.
Tyrol, now called Südbayern.
Okay.
Oh, that's a downgrade.
Yeah. They're taking all the L's right now.
Yeah, was split into 3 districts. Innkreis, Eisack-Kreis, Ballsack Circle.
Ballsack Circle?
A district.
Kreis?
Eisack-Kreis.
Eisack-Kreis.
Yeah, but it's I-Sack, so...
Like egg
sack.
Oh my god, it literally is Ballsack Circle. How you cannot dominate a territory more than calling them ballsack. It's also
in the south.
Yeah.
The ballsack in the south.
The ballsack in the south, the Bayern. It's Bayern's ballsack.
Exactly. That is
Bavaria's
Tyrol.
ballsack.
That is Tyrol. And Edgekreis. So those are the 3 districts. The subordinate administrative units were completely reimagined. The Landtag, state parliament, was abolished, and with it any kind of voice in questions of taxation. High inflation and new taxes to pay for the war burdened the population to the utmost, not only economically.
Okay.
So we have a war going on, we have high taxes, we have a population that got, everybody's poor, everybody got a little bit radicalized already, and then they come in and have their hoity-toity city reforms,
Ooh, the Hillary Clinton.
Exactly. The liberals are coming.
The liberals are coming.
The libs. Obligatory military conscription, which took no account whatsoever of familiar customs, and outstanding resentment. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like that's what was always going to happen. It's a weird decision to make for running a country. It's almost like you need to give them panem and circuses so that they don't fucking revolt. There was an empire that was really, really successful.
Yeah. Tyrol, at least give us some, Bavaria. At least.
ball sack, Bavaria.
Yeah, at least do something. You know, you have to caress those ball sacks, otherwise they will not.
Yeah, you're getting blue balls.
Yeah.
You're gonna get blue balls. Blue because presumably that's isn't.
I mean, they are depressed for sure.
Yeah, I was thinking more like politically. Like, isn't blue the color the conservative party?
No, red. I mean,
they
they switched like 4 times. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
All right. The so-called Landlibel, passed by the Tyrolean Landtag and Emperor Maximilian I in 1511, so quite a time before that, had until then guaranteed that the Tyroleans did not have to serve in the military in any foreign wars, but would in turn be responsible for defending their own country. So they had a special deal. While everybody else had to send men for their tithes and shit like that for wars, the Tyroleans were exempt from that.
Yeah, I'm sort of not really seeing the loophole because they don't have to serve in the military, but they will be asked to defend their country.
Yes.
Those two things sound like the same thing.
No, because what if Austria-Hungary decides to invade, I don't know, a part of Croatia?
Okay, so it's keeping Austrians from being
Not
like
just
conscripted
just Tyroleans.
Okay, it keeps Tyroleans from being conscripted to go invade other countries.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But if Tyrol got attacked, they would have to defend themselves.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that was the old status quo, and that was removed. So they are pissed by that.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they also first of all they have to fight foreign wars, but also there is mandatory conscription now. So those are two things that they're not happy with.
The future liberals want.
The draft and draft beer.
And holy war.
Yes. All right. The same resentment was shown to a series of extensive religious reforms that were viewed as even more onerous than those of Joseph II. The priests were now under rigid state control. Many monasteries were closed and their property confiscated, and various forms of religious customs prohibited. Men of the cloth who resisted, such as the Bishop of Chur, were deported.
Again, it's like they're trying to start a revolution. It's like, you ever hear stories about
They're
like
not winning hearts and minds right now.
Exactly. Like, you ever hear stories of like the final days of like big successful cults, like
Right.
like the like Waco or even like Jonestown, where they just took away everything from
Right.
them.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they go nuts.
Yeah, all of a sudden people are fucking dying, and
Right.
it's like, how do you, come on, do you want your people to revolt? Like, that's a fucking, I can't tell if that's like big dick energy or if that's like, or if that's just stupidity, you know? Like, aren't you supposed, I don't know.
I mean, it is
If it's
to a
a
certain
power
degree.
move.
It is a power move. It is a bit of stupidity. It's a bit of a little bit of everything.
Porque no los dos. That's
Yes. 1809, next chapter, 1809. Austria calls to war. Quote, the Fourth Coalition, Prussia, UK, Russia, and some smaller countries, active in 1806-07, also failed to break Napoleon's dominance. Prussia suffered a heavy defeat at Jena and Auerstedt in 1806, and 1 year later, Russia, too, had to bow down in the Treaty of Tilsit, where the cheese comes from.
Oh, okay.
18 Tilsiter.
Never heard of this.
Oh,
Cool.
it's one of the better cheeses.
You know I'm uncultured. That's why I'm
As
here.
opposed to this cheese.
Nice. That was good. 10 out of 10.
Right, in 1807, after Napoleon had ordered the so-called Continental Blockade against Britain.
Okay.
So the British are blockading France, and he's like, no, I'm blockading you, bitch.
You can't quit. You're fired.
Yeah, exactly. That's Napoleon at that point. Okay,
Yeah,
so he has a continental blockade against Britain. French troops invaded Spain.
Okay. That sounds
The installation
like
of Napoleon's brother Joseph as king of Spain.
that they just be putting anyone in power. Nepotism.
But that is Napoleonism.
There's a pun in there
Yes,
somewhere.
there's a very good pun.
Napoleonism. No.
It's a mouthful.
Just much like Napoleon, I can imagine. Take from that what you will.
Joseph so his brother Joseph, as king of Spain, provoked intense resistance from the population. Obviously, they were
because he's not even fucking from there. Like, he's just a random guy.
Also, the Spaniards at that point, crazy Catholics, same as the Austrians. And again, the reforms and all that shit, they're probably not too happy about that. You know, they're fucking with their religion. You can't do that.
Again, you're just taking culture away from people.
Again, that's why I said like jihad a little bit, because this occupation force.
No, I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. Austria attempted to abuse this crucial, for Napoleon, phase and declared war in 1809, April.
Okay.
In the months prior to this, there had been intense contact between Vienna and Tyrol. There was talk of a people's uprising. It was hoped that an insurgency would have an exemplary effect for other German states, which should join together in a national war, air quotes.
I like that we're doing this episode on the 4th of July.
Exactly. That's why, again, this is all on purpose.
There we go.
Archduke Johann, Emperor Franz's brother, and the Tyrolean Josef von Hormeyer, director of the Haus-, Hof- und Staatsarchiv, the Austrian State Archive. But for listeners.
Yeah, for them. Sorry. I forget you guys are here.
Yes. Supported this idea with particular dedication. Naturally, not without romantic idealization of old concepts of liberty and patriotism.
I thought they were going to be like old.
Oh my God. They're like fucking, they're like, you know, like Bush. They're like, we'll bring freedom to these people.
Oh,
you know,
my God.
Like, right?
When
our American fighters are the best fighters in the business.
I don't remember George Bush. That's before my time. So I'm sure
Which one?
Either. I don't remember 9/11. That's actually true.
99911.
Yeah, that's what this episode should be called. 99911. We'll post it on 9/11.
Even in the years afterwards, they never grew tired of conceptualizing insurrections and alliances, Alpenbund, not to the emperor's delight, who even had to intervene against them.
So when you said like return to like, I thought you were going to say like return to tradition. Like I thought they were going to have like a nuclear family ass like propaganda. For these people, you want to go fight in the war so that you can have a wife to bring you to fucking bring you a beer and speck and have some bacon for you while I bring home the other
honey bacon. It's time to play Schurplattler.
What is that?
It's where they slap on their asses and on the end of the shoe. It's a dance.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a lot of dances that require smacking of the ass. Mm-hmm. So
it's dude on dude ass smacking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The best kind
it's
of
very
ass.
gay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. But would they have liked that back then?
Oh yeah. It's the only form of being gay.
Oh no! I was gonna say, were they cool with people being gay?
Oh,
okay.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, just making sure.
All right. Note from Ben. The Alpenbund was a Tyrolean resistance movement in 1812-1813. When Minister Metternich got wind of it, Hormeyer was arrested and Archduke Johann was forbidden from entering Tyrol. And the Alpenbund ended up not doing shit.
It's actually kind of a relief now to hear of an organization that's just useless.
They were too bad at... They tried to do the CIA give weapons to the Taliban shit.
They tried to do false flag operations.
Sorry, our brave Mujahideen allies. They tried to do that.
They're trying to pull some banana republics.
Exactly.
And they're just so incompetent at it.
I love too that government was so good back then, comparatively to now, that when, like, what is the equivalent of Bush Senior finding out about Contra, instead of like, oh, I orchestrated, he's like, no, shut that fucking shit down. You're doing more harm than good.
Big yikes.
Extremely big yikes. All right, next chapter. The Tyroleans rise up. We're finally there.
The Tyroleans rise again.
We're finally getting there.
The South will rise again.
The ball sack South will rise again.
The sack will rise again.
The sweaty ball sack will rise again to get some air.
We are the sweaty ball sack right now. This place is sweaty and I'm sweating.
We're both dying a little bit.
We're both dying a little bit. The sacrifices we make for you people.
July 4th. One nation,
today.
one idea. All right. Quote. An Austrian attack in the Puster Valley and the simultaneous deployment of voluntary militias surprised the French forces, who retreated north after a few early battles, with the fortress of Kufstein remaining in their hands, however, while a French foray in the south was successfully repelled. The peasant militias managed to take the Tyrolean capital of Innsbruck, where lootings and acts of violence against the civilian population, quote, in brackets, public officials, artisans, and intellectuals. They would have murdered us.
They would have murdered literally just anyone.
They would have raped us.
That's like the fucking
and took
Hunger
our
Games.
shit.
That's like the one episode of Rick and Morty that's the Hunger Games,
Yes,
basically.
yeah.
Not the actual Hunger Games.
No,
just this episode.
Yeah.
That's. Oh my god. Oh no, that's literally Sodom and Gomorrah. Mm-hmm. They would have fucked anyone up who came into the town.
So acts of violence against the civilian population took place.
Talk about embracing
The
tradition.
Jews were hit particularly hard.
Oh, you mean to tell me that
Crazy
the
Tyroleans.
Austrians were gonna be racist to the Jewish people? It's inconceivable.
Mon cœur.
Inconceivable.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Très, très terrible, monsieur.
Wie kannst du nur?
Ja, wie kannst du? Oh, du Hurenkind.
We would never do anything bad to the Jewish people.
Yeah.
We love them so much. Okay, I'm sorry.
We went with them bouldering. That's when we smashed their bodies against a boulder.
We got stoned together. As in, do we both?
I rocked his world when I threw him off of it.
Wow.
Yeah, the Tyroleans do pun murders.
They slap each other's knees and then each other's asses and then each other's feet.
Pebble for your fort.
They do the gay dance together. What is that called? Schurplatteln.
Yeah, exactly.
Schurplatteln.
All right. It would be, I guess, the closest thing would be step dancing or land dancing, probably. Something like that.
Maybe. I would... first thing that comes to mind for me is like Irish dancing, but
Yes.
technically... yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, anyway.
All right, so the Jews were hit for the... Quelle surprise. Quelle surprise for Austria.
How is it?
It's not that I'm not disappointed. I'm just mad. It's just the opposite now.
I think I've seen this one before.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the ending.
Oh, this is amazing. All of the mentioned groups were accused of holding an amicable position towards the French Bavarians. Because they're more liberal. You're not sharing our values. Step.
Oh no. They just can't get a break.
They
The
lead an
Jews.
insurrection.
God forbid you have an IQ.
This is a storm on the Capitol bullshit.
Oh my god, this is literally the insurrection. This is literally January 6th.
Yeah, January 6th, but it's Tyroleans.
Can we talk about the fact that, like, in revolutions, if you have, like, anything remotely resembling an IQ, you're dead.
Oh, yeah.
You will not have a head by the end.
Yeah, if you have an independent thought, God forbid.
You can't.
Literally.
Which sucks because it's like revolution. Weren't we supposed to be doing something good here for everyone? And it's like, nah. Fuck you. That's... totally
So
not.
nobody is great here.
Yeah, everyone.
Except for the Jews who are really innocent in this.
The Jews have
They're
never
just like,
done...
I did a little bit of banking. All I did was accounting.
That's all I'm allowed to do legally.
Herr Müller, bitte nicht.
I can't own property. This is all I have.
This is insane, yeah.
Okay, yeah, go on.
All right. These incidents showcase the deep-set alienation between the peasant and the bourgeois urban spheres in Tyrol, in both socioeconomic and cultural matters. Oh yeah, I have to tell you too, the countryside in Tyrol at this time, poor as shit.
Are you telling me that
crazy poor?
Tyrol isn't just all the countryside?
No, but the idea now that we have of Tyrol, you know, being a pretty well-developed area and stuff like that, not the case back then. Even Innsbruck was kind of a backwater place.
Gotcha.
But it was still like, you know, a beacon of, like, again.
I was getting backwater, like for like a small little Austrian town is still very hard for me to imagine because everything's still gorgeous.
You were cut off for 6 months in certain villages because of the snow and shit like that.
Yeah, I get that. It's just it's like inconceivable because when I think like I think like trailer parks.
Right. But this is the equivalent of the trailer parks in the mountains.
It is, but it's literally impossible for me to conceive of poverty in a cottage.
Right. You have the
cottage poverty.
You have the most like picturesque poorness.
Yeah, cottagecore girls wish that.
Man, the air is so clean and nice here.
It's so nice. It doesn't smell like fucking cigarettes.
Exactly. It does because pipe smoking is a big thing.
My husband drove a horse in instead of an ATV from work. I don't know.
I have a carriage with 8 wheels. This is my 8-wheel.
I'm thinking Jesse's car from Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
The hoppin' one.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah.
All right. So, quote, after only a month, Innsbruck was retaken by the Franco-Bavarian troops under the command of Marshal Lefebvre, Duke of Danzig.
Marshal
He can Danzig. He can Danzig.
He can't dance sick if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
Marmaduke.
Oh my god. How many more French stereotypes can we fit in here by the end of the episode?
Okay. Yet he did not have the forces necessary to retake the entire north of the country. Thus the insurgents could continue to operate from there, despite receiving only insufficient support from the regular Austrian military. They managed to take Innsbruck 2 more times after the battles of Berg Isel in May and August. Around the same time, they also managed to stop the French advance in the Puster Valley at the fortress of Linze-Klause in modern-day Eastern Tyrol.
This feels like the opening crawl of Star Wars. Where is Darth Vader? Where is Han Solo? Because you know Han Solo's a fucking neckbeard.
This is a full cast of just Chewbacca's.
It's just Jar Jar Binks. of just young Anakin.
These are so hateful of the Jews.
Wait, who are the Jews? Who are the Jews then in the Star Wars comparison? The Ewoks?
Nah.
I've never seen Star Wars either.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'm going exclusively off pop culture information.
Star Trek has like a straight up Jewish allegory race.
Yeah, but that's because Star Trek is the UN of sci-fi.
Right. They have to have one of each.
Yeah, exactly. The 3 races: man, autism, and black.
Nice one.
Oh my god, that's so awful.
That was pretty awful, yes. All right, so they have some battles then in the upper Inn Valley, Ponslatzer Brücke, and in the Eisak Valley. Hey, so they're fighting in the ball sack.
They're fighting in the ball sack, baby. That's all I wanted. It's like since we sat down.
Yeah. The Sachsenklemme is that name of the battle, I think. So named for the area.
The Sachsen clan is fighting.
No, Klemme, like a clamp.
Okay, yeah, but the Sachsen are in the Zach. They're fighting.
Yeah, they're double sacks.
Yeah, double sacks, baby. The
sack within sacks.
Sack in sack.
These events would go on. It was so named for the many Saxons and Thuringians in Lefebvre's army. Mm-hmm. So there's a ton of Saxons in the army. Okay.
This is a very horny army.
A French-led Bavarian. They're finally allowed to, get it on. Oh, also at that time, around that time, I think the French developed a pretty good condom at that point already.
Of course, the fucking French would have developed that.
I think that was around the time I think it was still goat skin, but it didn't break as much as the old goat skin condoms.
Okay.
Not skin, sorry, goat intestine.
Oh, that's so much better.
It's reusable and organic.
It's liver. We've lost all of our vegan listeners.
It's the intestine,
that makes it better. It still uses it. I'm sorry, I don't want any part of an animal's body on my genitals.
Think of it as extra anal.
I would prefer not to do that. No, that's like you've dominated a species fully. That you cannot.
Yeah, exactly.
You cannot put a species more in their place than if you called them the ball sacks of Bavaria.
All right. Okay. So these events would go on to soon find abundant expression in art and literature. They provided rich nourishment for development of a myth around the year 1809. In the meantime, Napoleon had managed to drive the Austrians out of Bavaria and to advance directly on Vienna. After a defeat at Wagram, Austria had to accept the armistice of Znaim, Moravia. This meant, among other things, the withdrawal of Austrian troops from Tyrol and Vorarlberg. No! Hohermayr was also removed from the command he had previously had over those same troops. Yeah, because you had shit at your job, Hohermayr. What a whore.
Okay. I'm just gonna leave that.
Yeah. Let's let that sit like the terrible joke that it was.
No, I just like to imagine we're just slut shaming.
Oh yeah.
Like imagine being dead for like centuries and then some random asshole on the internet is just
Calls
like,
you a whore.
You whore, you harlot.
The more radical insurgents in Tyrol refused to accept the contents of the armistice.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Next chapter.
Remind me what the armistice is.
Huh?
They refused to accept the terms of.
The armistice of Znaim. They had to withdraw all their troops from Tyrol and Vorarlberg.
Armistice is the troops, then, or am I?
No. Armistice is a thing that you do between nations.
Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, I legit didn't know what that word meant.
No problem. They're like, we're not doing real peace talks, we're just doing an armistice.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're doing
temporary.
We're in the talking stage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're feeling each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
putting my armistice around you.
Yeah. This
Yeah, exactly. That's the French armistice. Let me just quickly move in here.
Yeah.
That's just Bavaria.
And then ballsack Bavaria is just like
gets fondled. Yeah, I didn't know we were already at base 3, third base. What is ballsack? Third base?
No,
or
that's
second.
First base is kissing. Second base is
under the shirt stuff.
Yeah, under the shirt or under the pants as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
already.
Third base is oral and fourth is a home run. So that's
okay.
Yeah. That's how I was taught. I mean,
I thought a home run is if you get to finish inside without a condom.
I mean, I guess porque no los dos. I mean,
I would love to porque. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to.
Porky piggy.
There's this.
The intestines are coming back.
This episode is already way too horny for its own good.
All right, Andy.
Again, where is our protagonist? He's not
literally
here.
Coming now.
Oh, okay. Well, literally coming now. Oh,
okay.
I've seen a picture of him. This is not erotic.
Hey, at least with that beard, you can assume he's a carpet muncher.
Can we though? We can either assume
it's
that,
a buffer zone,
or that he has never gone down on a woman in his life. It could be that or DJ Khaled.
It's
situation.
one of the two things.
Yeah, none of
either he eats pussy like a maestro, you know.
Yeah, that's a maestro, or he's never seen a vagina in his life.
Right.
And frankly, I'm leaning towards that.
All right, next chapter. Andreas Hofer, Regent of Tyrol.
Okay.
Quote. During the second taking of Innsbruck by the resistance fighters, Andreas Hofer had distinguished himself in battle. Initially only commander of the Passaier Rifles, he was made Oberkommandant of all Tyrolean militias.
Okay.
Born in 1767 in St. Leonhard in Passaier, so he's about 40 years old now.
Okay.
The owner of a Sandhof Inn, who was also a wine and horse trader, had already proved a key figure within the anti-Bavarian opposition in previous years.
So he's just like the stereotypical Tyrolean man.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
He's got a wine, he's got an inn, you know, he'll be real nice. He'll treat you right. He might not go down on you.
He's doing literal horse trading.
Yeah. He might not go down on you because he's against that, but like morally. Which is why
only if you lean up against the mountain like that, because then he doesn't have to go on his knees.
Oh, okay.
I only eat pussy standing up.
Oh my god.
If your pussy ain't up on that ledge, I ain't feeding it.
Oh my god. Please, I hope this guy
He's talking that pussy down that ledge.
I hope that this man wasn't married. Actually, I hope for this if there.
He's the reason why there's 4 new springs.
New spring, like hot
because
springs?
he makes it leak.
So what
This
more?
one's a gusher, boys.
So how much more information do we have on our boy Mountain Dew? Maybe that's what the Mountain Dew was the whole time.
No, he's religious, so it would be the Mountain Pew.
Okay. Mountain Pew.
Got you back there. All right. So he is anti-Bavarian. In January 1809, he's 42. He and 2 others had traveled to Vienna for secret talks regarding the uprising. So it's the Mujahideen meeting with the CIA.
We got some big plans, baby.
Yeah, in August of 1809, a time when all Austrian officials had left Tyrol and there was great uncertainty regarding the peace treaty between Austria and France, Hofer was made the country's regent. The hope that Tyrol would return to Austria was not yet dead. Ruling from Innsbruck's Hofburg, Hofer mostly concerned himself with defense questions. Equipped with a good foundation in reality, but also trusting on his charisma, he was likely aware of his own limitations when it came to actual politics, particularly on the legal and diplomatic planes. Because he's a fucking farmer. He's an innkeeper.
Literally. He's just a mascot, basically.
Yeah, but at least he's self-aware. He's like, this is way too over my head.
This seems like a little too much introspection for what I was picturing. So okay, maybe he's okay. Maybe he's not
full
a
of
complete...
distrust against the Stadtler, the city folk.
So
immediately.
Wait, so who the fuck does he trust then to do?
Just if you countryside boys, he and the boys.
Me and the boys. Okay.
I know I'm not good enough at this, but I'm definitely not trusting you intellectuals over there.
It's weird. Why do populists never trust the people they're representing? They never do.
Chunks of the population. He doesn't. He'd only trust the people that are in the countryside.
Okay.
He doesn't trust the city folk.
Okay.
And there's a good reason to be like, again, because the city folk do benefit from the reforms of the French more.
Not to mention the rest of
there's
our
an animosity.
labor.
But it's designed animosity as always. All right.
Right.
Again, there's no reason for him to hate the Jews.
He just do.
His people just do.
They just. You can't stop them. They're just too fucking racist. They can't help it.
They are unstoppable.
That's probably what they were saying too.
All right. All right, ruling from Innsbruck's, full of distrust against the Stadtler, city folk, a distrust that is today as widespread as ever in rural Tyrol, quote from Ben.
Okay.
But there's still a city,
some things never
countryside
change.
Animosity.
Okay. West side, east side kind of beef. Where you like, well, people...
Uptown, downtown.
Are you allowed to like wear certain colors in certain parts of the countryside?
Probably, yeah. If you're not there with a green Lodenjanker, you know...
you know, things get wild.
Yeah,
things get wild.
The Bluts on the other side.
The Bavarian Bluts and the... I don't know, the ball sack.
The ball sacks, yeah, really, the ball sack gang.
What's the Sharks and the Jets from West Side Story? That's them. That's
Countryside Story.
Countryside Story. That's actually good. Let's write a screenplay. Let's write a musical right now. Let's go. Okay.
Why do you hate the Jews? Why do you do that?
That's a beautiful song. Okay, let's continue with the thing. No more musicals.
Once I killed a man for money.
That doesn't make you special. That's everyone here.
Who are you fooling?
This is just an operetta at this point. Okay.
He gave important offices to his closest confidants from peasant backgrounds, as well as to clergymen. The country's economic situation grew increasingly difficult because agricultural production and trade had almost fully stopped due to the war.
Okay.
And as far as I know, one of the big things with mountains is salt production is really hard.
Yeah.
So you import a lot of salt. Because back then it was way easier to just let the sea make the salt for you and then you just import it.
Rather than like mine for it.
Exactly.
Anything.
And especially for livestock, it's important.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see how that would work.
All right. Several of Hofer's decrees aimed to re-establish the pre-1805 status quo, particularly on a moral level. Quote from Ben here. Among his religiously motivated views was a firm anti-vaccination stance.
Are you serious? Are you serious? No, you can't.
Smallpox vaccination had been made mandatory under Bavarian rule. I forgot about that. I heard that fact, like that fun fact, air quotes, like 10, 15 years ago.
Literally, nothing has changed.
QAnon! He's QAnon in the mountains.
Time is a flat circle. Nothing ever changes.
Thank you, Ben, for this one. That is amazing.
I can't believe this. Genuinely.
And it's because of the liberal French invented it, you know, you can't get it from them.
Anti-vaxxers are racist. That's basically what this is.
Yeah.
Every conspiracy, no, I miss when conspiracies were just about like aliens and shit.
And also it's smallpox. It's so much worse.
That's true. It's even worse than the coronavirus.
It murders you so much more efficiently. And if it doesn't murder you, you have forever a smallpox scarred.
What did they? Oh, I'm so curious to what like 19th century anti-vaxxers were like. What was
him?
No. I want to know more about his dog shit philosophy. I want to know.
I mean, that is the benefit of. Oh la la! Thank you, Windows threat protection.
Oh wow,
that was very important.
Thank you
would interrupt us right now.
Yeah.
At least it didn't show up.
Yeah. So it's perfect.
We jump scared for no reason.
This is just something that you're gonna have to edit out.
Yeah,
later.
great. Okay, so he's an anti-vaxxer.
Okay.
So funny.
I hate him.
So funny.
He was at the January 6th armed insurrection. You cannot convince me otherwise.
He's the guy with the horns.
That's him. That's literally him. He time traveled.
He got shredded and shaved off his beard.
No, I think he was just like that. I think he was a mountain man, you know? He's a mountain boy.
Yeah.
That's why they hired him. He's
Mountain Pew, again, that is his
Mountain Pew. That's his nickname.
Yep.
Andreas Mountain Pew.
Oh.
What was his...
it's holy water flavored. Mountain Pew would be holy water flavored, right?
That's true. Mountain Dew.
It's wine, but it's holy water flavored.
This is our idea. We're gonna create a line of
Tyrolean
branded Mountain Dew wine.
Tyrol still uses him, like as an image. So they're using an anti-vaxxer.
That's so much more embarrassing than Davy Crockett.
It's smallpox.
It's like the worst of diseases. But they're never just anti-vaxxers. What else did he do?
All right. Vienna sent signals. Oh, sorry, but my point to this. Hofer was special as an innkeeper and as a farmer because he could read and write.
Okay.
So that's why also we know a lot about him, relatively speaking, because he did write letters and shit like that. They're poorly written letters, and I hated to read them when I was in high school.
You had to read this guy's
I had
letters?
to that was one of the German exercises, was like translate one of his letters into normal German.
Oh, damn! Imagine like 100 years.
He has terrible handwriting too.
Oh, Is it the handwriting? Is it the grammar?
It's all fucked up grammar too. Yeah, because he doesn't have a formal education, so it's all like how he would talk. He just wrote down, but he also tried to fancify it.
How did he learn to read and write?
Probably his parents or something like that. Some of that stuff just accidentally got handed down.
Okay.
Not accidentally,
so
but
no one thought to correct him at any point.
No.
Gee, damn.
But also there wasn't like a general rule set yet on how to write.
Fair.
And again, he knew, it's difficult. Okay. Vienna sent signals that acknowledged the legitimacy of the provisional government and nourished Tyrolean hopes for a return to Austria. On September 29th, Hofer received a golden chain of honor. Yo, yeah, he got drip. He got drip from the Kaiser sent him some drip. yeah, dog. And money for the governance of the country from Emperor Franz.
Get that bread,
Not
boy.
Emperor of France, sondern Emperor Franz. There we go.
Bread from the ball sack of Bavaria.
Straight out of process.
Straight out of ball sack, baby. Let's go.
A crazy motherfucker called Andreas Hofer. He doesn't believe in vaccines.
That's like there's a rapper that is like he's a flat earther as well.
Yeah.
B.O.B.
Right.
I feel like he's also an anti-vaxxer.
Oh, B.O.B. for sure.
Yeah.
There's no fucking question. This guy's not a full lunatic at this point. All right.
Okay, yeah.
Next chapter. October 1809. Fight to the last man. With the Treaty of Schönbrunn in 1809, Austria lost further territories. This is just how much weight can you shed?
This show is just Austria, the biggest loser. Why Austria?
Did you show the biggest loser?
It's literally biggest loser.
Oh,
both in
Austria.
territory and in life. Like you guys have just all the L's.
Austria, you look terrible.
It's not the Eurocentrist. It's just Austria.
And you lost weight, but you lost it in all the wrong places.
You lost your dignity as well.
Somehow you had double E's. Now you have a flat A cup, Austria.
but like a full beer belly.
Yeah, exactly. You're out of shape. Get your shit together, Austria.
Oh my god.
So the territories are Carinthia, Canolia, Carniola, Trieste, Istria, and the Croatian coast were ceded to France.
Okay.
Regarding Tyrol, the Austrian negotiations got only one concession: full amnesty for everyone who had participated in the insurrection. That's nice.
Good for them. Good for them. That's one win.
Yeah, for all your raping and killing, for your raping and killing, you get nothing.
You get to not go to prison. That's
yes,
that's
your yeah, exactly.
That's your legal right to get away with unspeakable crimes.
Right. All right. The French and Bavarians were swift to react. Hofer had to leave Innsbruck on October 21st. Despite various requests to surrender and despite the promise of full amnesty, the more radical groups among the rebels prevailed over the moderate ones. Mm-hmm. What a surprise!
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. This is the guy I remember from the movie. The fanatic Capuchin priest Joachim Haspinger urged Hofer to continue the fight in spite of the now hopeless situation. So he has a priest talking into his ear about how this is, we should keep doing this.
Bullshit. Let's keep going. We should do a fucking revolution again.
We already took Innsbruck 3 times. How about a 4th time?
Give us back the ball sack. Hashtag give back the ball sack.
They took the ball sack and went home.
They fondled us. You're trying to seduce me.
Yeah, he's trying to make out with the monk.
Or isn't the monk trying to make out with him? Like, isn't the priest?
Oh yeah, they're both apparently into each other.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
After serious defeat in the 4th and last battle of Bergisel on November 1st, 1809, the peasant militias disbanded. Hofer returned to the Passauer Valley, where he lost more lives in futile skirmishes.
Oh, cool. So we just wasted a bunch of human lives for a cause that y'all were already losing?
Yep.
Wow.
Because you can't admit defeat.
So they're just a bunch of salty assholes that...
At this point, with that much war and walking going on, that is like they all are salty assholes. Yes.
Yeah, fair, fair.
It's like a pretzel stick of an asshole, like there's just salt all over that bitch.
If it's a pretzel stick, then there's like multiple assholes then. It's like
the alliance of the assholes.
It's like a rat king of assholes. And I'm talking about the rats that are for our audiences.
Now you're thinking with assholes.
The Portal porn parody we needed but do not deserve.
I mean, the Portal porn is pretty good out there.
I'm gonna remember that for later.
Because it's a lady character.
Yeah.
Too.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
just getting. Shit. Oh, you came here for history, but now you're just getting porn recommendations.
Yes, exactly. That is the Mehrwert that we offer in this show.
It's just a little,
we'll take some off the top.
Yeah, it's a little bit on the top. Mm-hmm. Still an extra service we provide.
Exactly.
Anyway.
All right. Just like Andreas Hofer serviced that priest. All right. After hiding first on the Schneeberg and later at the Pfandleralm or ob St. Martin. Oh shit, that's the name of the place. Pfandleralm ob St. Martin.
Say that 10 times fast.
Now. Now.
No, how could one more? I want to try to say it real quick. It's
Pfandleralm ob St. Martin.
Pfandleralm ob St. Martin.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Austrian.
All right.
Actually, I don't know if I should be proud of that.
Yeah, no. He and his wife. Oh. Finally.
He has a wife?
Yeah. I mean, again, just like
I mean, gamer.
Just like the Taliban, he's like, oh, wifeys, yes.
He got a big titty goth GF. That's what gamers like,
Probably.
right?
Yeah.
A cat girl, a genetically engineered cat girlfriend.
She's a furry.
She's a furry.
I mean, giant fur. You know.
They're in love. Like, just let the. That's a tale as old as time.
Can you make sound like goat? Perfect. That was the sound.
You know what you've just done? You've committed psychic damage. You've done psychic damage to me on this show. Anyway, so we've established now that he's fucking someone. Mm-hmm. He's got
his wife
girl.
Anna Ladurna, their 12-year-old son, and his secretary were arrested in January 1810. The former Oberkommandant had been betrayed by a fellow Tyrolean who did not prove unaffected by the bounty on Hofer's head.
Okay. What?
So a Tyrolean ratted him out for a bounty.
I see.
The coconut thing that you eat. That's that was the bounty that he got.
Boo! That took me a sec, because who fucking cares about who cares about bounty? Actually, maybe if you want to give us money, then maybe, but maybe we'll care.
We'll take some bounty from you guys. Yes. All right. A French military tribunal sentenced Hofer to death, and he was executed on February 20th in Mantua, Lombardia. Many of his companions suffered a similar fate, including Peter Meyer, who was executed on the same day in Bozen. More from Ben here. The alleged details of Hofer's executions by firing squads are interesting. His death was supposedly ordered by Napoleon himself. The court-martial a mere formality, although Napoleon later claimed the opposite. Hofer refused to kneel or to be blindfolded and gave the order to fire himself. I mean, for an anti-vaxxer, that is pretty hardcore.
I mean, he can't say that it's for health reasons.
You know what he is? He is that intellectual. What is his name?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The conspiracy guy who's crazy and has a red head and yells all the time.
Oh, I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the freaking frogs.
It's Alex Jones, but with follow through.
Basically, yeah, he basically is Alex Jones.
I'm a man. I'm a real human being. I know where the real love is. Yeah, and come on, you faggots, shoot me. Shoot me. I'm a man. I'm a man.
That's him.
That sounds so out of context. No, but he can't say that he's
You
anti-vax.
fucking pasta-eating motherfuckers.
Well, now you're going into
Mr. T.
Yeah, you're going into
You fools!
I wasn't gonna say Mr.
I
T.
pity the fool who tries to assassinate me.
I was gonna say more like Bane. You're going into Bane territory.
Yes.
This is like 5 impressions in
Yeah,
one.
truly a masterwork of character acting right here.
Yes.
But so he is not anti-vax for health reasons. Clearly, if he's willing to put bullets in his body by himself.
Also, those are lead bullets.
Lead bullets. He's
this is
willing
not-
to put lead bullets in his body. You have
See,
no reason.
Classic case. It's the same way when you see when you saw a girl during the pandemic being like, "Oh, I don't like putting chemicals in my body," and then snotting a line of coke or whatever.
natural.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Those
That's
people.
literally him.
Yeah.
That's literally him.
All right. More from Ben here. Legend has it, although there's no historical evidence, that his last words were, "Ach, wie schießt ihr schlecht."
Oh, you shoot so fucking bad.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, how badly you shoot. When he was still alive after the first volley. But that's apocryphal. Yeah, I try to believe it because that's dope.
Yeah.
Because it's such an Austrian put down as well. It's just like, no, not like, oh, you punks or whatever, it's just like, if you only could shoot better, this wouldn't be such a problem.
So the key to Austrian quaintness is just to, if you're gonna talk shit, it has to be about the efficiency of the job, never personal attacks, just
Just diminish their work.
Diminish their value to society.
Yeah, exactly, because this is how you diminish the person.
You diminish the person by diminishing their self-worth.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like we diminish the self-worth of the Jews.
Again, there's a reason why where the psychology was discovered here. There's a reason.
It's the amount of psychological torture it took to get to...
I mean, come on. There's a bunch of Austrian women who were moms who were just like terror drones, basically.
Yeah, that's why you have to...
Just shooting out PTSD.
Import your women to be on this podcast.
Not wrong. All right. All right. 1810 to 1813. Tyrol is split in 3. From 1810 until Napoleon's defeat, Tyrol was split between 3 political units. The eastern part of the country, Lienz, was integrated into the Illyrian provinces, which were under the direct rule of the French Empire. The Kingdom of Bavaria lost parts of Tyrol, but was recompensed with Salzburg and a part of Upper Austria. Again, Salzburg they always wanted. The Kingdom of Italy received Trentino and the areas of the Isaac and Etsch valleys south of Gagazon, Colman. So they put the balls on top of Italy now. So they're literally teabagging Italy.
Teabagging Italy. Putting the T in Tyrol, am I right? The T in Tyrol stands for
they
teabag.
fully set in gum for France. All right.
Oh my god. That's
Napoleon thought that the country that was of such great military importance would be more easily controlled as part of the Kingdom of Italy and under the rule of Viceroy Eugene de Beauharnais. Eugene de Beauharnais. Yeah.
The next 5 minutes is just going to be us trying to pronounce his name. There's a Bill Cosby joke right there. There is a joke to be made, but I don't know anything
I
about
put
Bill
the
Cosby.
pills in the vaccine.
I put the bullets into my gun that I fire on myself because you guys are useless and can't do it.
I'm not going to prison.
Well,
One way or
the final solution.
Yeah, exactly.
Puddin' pop. I don't know any. I never watched Bill Cosby growing up.
Oh,
so this
good,
is,
good. You
this
didn't
is,
miss much.
Again, all cultural osmosis.
And so it would be better under the rule of Viceroy than it would be as part of Bavaria. That's his logic here. The new administrative area with the capital of Trento received the name Dipartimento dell'Alto Adige. Alto Adige is now the Italian name for South Tyrol.
Okay.
All right. The code Napoleon and the French administrative system were introduced here. The official language was Italian, but German was permitted locally. Again, with the French are more liberal. You are still allowed to use your own language.
We have completely subjugated your people.
Now there's some freedoms.
Yeah. Here, has a treat.
Yeah.
They know how to do their panem and
He's a
circuses.
bonbon.
He's a bonbon.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they know a thing or two about revolutions. They know a thing or two about running an empire. Maybe the French, they had it right this whole time.
No, they didn't have it right all the time, so otherwise you wouldn't have had the insurrection. They could have structured it a little bit differently.
Oh, yeah, they could have been better at it, but like...
They're still trying, yes.
But they at the very least, understand that you have to like give people a reason to live and not just to have them live under your shit. If that makes sense. Under your ball sack.
The situation just described was short-lived. It ended with the Napoleonic regime after the resounding defeat in the Battle of Leipzig. With the Treaty of Paris, all of Tyrol returned to Austria, where it would remain until World War I. This event was celebrated in Innsbruck on June 26th. Last chapter. The Andreas Hofer myth.
Okay, yeah. So this is the bit I was expecting the whole time.
I know. We had to do a lot of pre-work for this guy.
Yeah, you had to lube him up before you could
get that beard all sticky.
Get that ball sack all sweaty.
In the first years after the European restoration, the Austrian authorities made every effort to fight commemoration of the events in Tyrol in 1809. Publications and stage plays in question fell prey to censorship. The person of Andreas Hofer, however, awakened the spontaneous sympathy of romantic intellectuals, particularly in Germany and England. An image developed of the leader of a mountain people's uprising, not only against the tyrant Napoleon, but also against the grand politics of the rulers and diplomats in general. So a little bit of Robin Hood going on here.
They really seem to like that, don't they?
Yeah, he's Robin under the hood.
I'm upset. I'm quitting this podcast. So they just really like the idea of like a scruff mountain man daddy coming to.
Who wouldn't?
Okay.
Yeah, right?
I
like
don't
marketing-wise, this is pretty good. And again, anti-vaccine sentiments back then, who gives a shit?
Yeah, because I'm sure they whitewashed all of that. If it's liberal... Because the problem... No, this is literally Hamilton.
Yeah.
This is literally Hamilton. It's written by the liberal, like, liberal elites.
Hamilton himself at one point, I think, said that... democracy is a cancer on society or something like that, and he much rather had a president for life.
Cool. So, yeah, this is literally, they are writing Hamilton for Austrian Davy Crockett.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
All right. In 1823, Hofer's remains were brought from Mantua to Innsbruck on the initiative of a few Tyrolean Kaiserjäger. Emperor Franz acknowledged...
Kaiserjäger?
Kaiserjäger is they're like a part of the army.
Oh, I thought they were hunters who hunted kings.
That would be also
who hunted
awesome.
Emperors.
No, they're like the Emperor's Guard.
That's way less cool than what I thought it was.
Yeah, but also Kaiserjäger normally like implies, especially with the Tyrolean, that they're like a mountain-focused group. The same way we still have Gebirgsjäger in our current army.
Okay.
Gebirgsjäger are just specialized troops that can go into the mountains very easily and have training for it, like skiing and stuff like that. Mountain climbing, repairing. Yeah, no, that's literally one of the training exercises. Is
shooting while you're skiing. Why? I don't want to know. I don't want to know what situation you'll be. Imagine you're on like a forklift on the way up a mountain, and Al Qaeda decides to invade. Or
No. Those are skis where you have that felt on the bottom that you can remove. So they're normal skis, and as long as the felt is, you can just walk up with the skis.
Okay.
So it's a transportation method at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
So there's a reason to drive by shoot while you're skiing.
I get it, but it's still
they're
a power
doing a double
move.
pirouette, like they're doing like X Games kind of style.
That's the whitest way to kill someone, and I mean that culturally. That is the whitest way to kill someone. Is to drive-by shooting on a pair of skis.
Exactly.
If the diseases don't kill you first, then me shooting you on my skis will.
Hold on for a cool second. Yeah, exactly. Freeze.
Let's kick some ice.
Yeah, all the
we need to
ice puns. Okay.
Yeah.
Emperor Franz acknowledged the deed and promised to pay for the construction of a monument in Innsbruck's Hofkirche. Thus, Hofer also became a factor of Habsburg's patriotism.
Okay.
So they are instrumentalizing him as well. In the late course of the 19th century, particularly in times of extreme tension between church and state, he was further stylized into a Christian martyr.
Okay.
The strengthening of nationalist views and the wars in Italy, the Italian Wars of Independence, led to the reinterpretation of Hofer as a specifically German Tyrolean hero.
Okay, that's a decision. That's an interesting move there, bud.
Yeah.
They're really trying to. Germany has not had a very good track record of convincing the worlds that certain figures belonged to them or not. They've not had the greatest track. So why the fuck do they think that? That doesn't make any sense. That's like trying to say that that Osama bin Laden was actually fighting for America this whole time.
Yeah.
He just loved America.
Exactly.
He loved it so much. He was like, we need to redecorate.
Yeah.
And that's why he did 9/11. Oh my God, that's so fucked up. No, it's okay.
Oh, your feng shui is all wrong, guys.
Yeah, your feng shui is all wrong. That's really.
We have to do a tabula rasa here.
Yeah, Osama bin Laden was a real one.
He was a real
He's just checking for our vibes.
A real OG.
He just vibe checked us on September 11th, 2001.
Not wrong.
David Crockett, did he ever vibe check anyone? I thought not.
Vibe, W-E-I-B. Vibe check.
Vibe check as in like his wife. Vibe check is just when you call beating your wife.
Hey, my vibe body check.
Vibe dick.
Okay, all right. Hey. All right. This view found its strongest expression in a festive anniversary event in 1909, so 100 years afterwards.
Okay.
After the First World War and the partition of Tyrol, the Hofer myth remained omnipresent, especially the proponents of South Tyrolean self-determination and/or a united German Tyrol used it exhaustively. Even a resistance movement founded in 1939 against the relocation of South Tyroleans into the German Reich reclaimed the name for itself, Andreas Hofer Bund.
I've yet to understand what it was about him that makes him so compelling to use.
He beat the French army 3 times while the Austrians got stomped a bunch of times.
So he just did a bunch of violence and that's it.
Yeah.
Man, it takes fucking nothing to be remembered. Like you don't even have to.
No, as a man.
True. Now these days you have to have a personality, or at least be like visually
pleasing,
and like something to look at, you know. But like back then, all you had to do was just. This is why I feel like he's a neckbeard, because he wants to go back to these times of just back in my day. Men were real men.
Yeah.
We just let diseases kill us.
Yeah, smallpox just took out.
I'm too much of a man to
I technically have 8 children.
Technically.
Yeah.
A
mountain wolf took 2 of them.
That's not a nice way to refer to his wife, by the way. I feel like I should be like one of those like comedian, like an old school comedian.
Hey,
my wife. There's so many beating women jokes. I'm allowed to make them.
Yeah, beat by beat. All right.
Yeah, we're just gonna scoot past that one. We're gonna cha-cha slide away from that.
My ego is bruised. All right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You did domestic violence to my ego.
I did psychic violence to your ego. I did psychic damage.
Oh, I wish a husband, when he beats his wife, he does the whole thing with the "it hurts me more than it does you."
No, that's just what the Thanos did. When he murdered his daughter. Spoilers, I guess. I don't know.
Hofer and the uprising of 1809 remain one of the most common themes in Tyrol's art and literature to this day. Throughout the various styles from Romanticism to Realism, from Historicism to Expressionism. Well nigh immeasurable is the number of Andreas Hofer memorials. There are few Tyrolean localities that don't have at least one. The monument on Bergisel, erected in 1893, has particular political symbolic power. Yep, because, okay, I don't know if Ben is still mentioning that, but yeah, I think neo-Nazis gathered there for a while as well and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What a fucking surprise. Neo-Nazis would like a big, strong mountain daddy to protect them from the minorities and the vaccines.
And the dirty French.
And the French. Ooh, the filthy frogs.
Yeah.
You can't have them.
I don't want to learn how to eat pussy.
No,
thank you. That was one of the reforms.
That's, yeah. Don't go down on women. It shows that you are weak and vulnerable. See, this is why I get the vibe that he has never gone down on his wife. He's DJ.
Only one kid. He's like,
wait, he only had one kid?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. All right. Or if he had more, they are not mentioned in this story.
I thought you said that he went down on his kid. That's why I was surprised. I was
I don't know. All right. Der Andreas Hofer Lied, aka Zu Mantua in Banden, written in 1831 by the non-Tyrolean Julius Mosen from modern-day Saxony and given a melody by Lower Austrian Leopold Knebelsberger in 1844, dramatically describes Hofer's famous execution and was made the official state anthem of the Austrian state of Tyrol in 1948. 3 years after World War II.
How many times do I have to teach you
this
old man?
lesson? Funnily enough, the lyrics contain 2 references to Germany and none to Austria.
So here we go.
And this was the story of Andreas Hofer. Well,
Constantly
more or less
lowering the bar for us all.
We will revisit Andreas probably at some point or another, because again, the personal letters and all that stuff, I think, require some additional research, because this took Ben already a ton of time to get through this.
If I'm being honest, I think I would prefer the letters, even though it would be frustrating to have to read.
I think that would be good for the live show, I think.
It would be that actually would be really cool. I want to get to know this guy.
Speaking of which, these are the first 3 episodes that have been recorded.
Yeah.
This is basically our pilot season. So if you liked our content, please subscribe. Please like our shit. The description will have all the sources to what Ben has researched for us, as well as our links to our shit. Also, we will have a guest on episode 5.
Okay, I'm finding this out on the air.
Yes.
So. Cool.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It's gonna be fun, bro.
Yeah, that's what you tell me before every episode, and
it's gonna be Tamash, and it's gonna be awesome.
Okay,
because he will get us like 200 subscribers. So.
Okay. Okay.
What? You don't want Tamash's subscribers?
No, it's just a blow to my ego. But
that one visit will get 200 people in here.
This is like, that's what I'm here for.
I mean, no, you're funny.
I'm okay. Please cut this out. This is
this is too honest.
Yeah.
You're just a good comedian, Aislinn. Don't you see that? I respect your skill set.
I feel like I'm being audited by the Scientologist. Oh God, this is really.
But yes. What did you think?
Of this?
Yeah, a little bit of a recap.
Not gonna lie, too much lore. Was not a fan.
Is this your review of this or the Lord of the Rings?
Porque no los dos. Both of those things are way too lore based, personally. But I still I feel
but you
like
see the similarities, right?
I see where I have so truthfully, I don't know too much about Saddam Hussein, admittedly. But I do see where you're coming from with the populist ideology and everything about it. It literally just what I really learned from this episode is that populism just looks the same everywhere.
Yes.
You know, there's it's no.
And also that if you are an invading force and you try to fuck with the locals, you most likely, especially in an area where you can't easily fight them, like mountains, you're gonna get fucked up. Just like Afghanistan, just like Pakistan, you know, like the moment you have a crazy mountainous region plus religious zealots in there, that's a hard place to get into.
Yeah.
And they did everything in their power, basically, to make it more difficult for them to talk to them.
Yeah, they did everything in their power to take
And also, again, the poor Jews.
Again, the Jews, they can't catch a break.
No, literally they can't.
They literally can't catch a break. They're in the ball sack region. No, they did the psychic damage of literally making Tyrol the ball sack of Italy, of Bavaria.
Yes.
And they did everything but be like, hey, you want to like merge with us? You can still do your thing, but like, we want your money, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And by dissolving like their regional government, they, again...
Yeah, they just made it more difficult.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I would have been a much better dictator than Napoleon. Is what I'm saying.
Fair enough. And I believe you. I mean, just from the fact that you would be a woman, it would already be better.
Yeah, we need more diverse representation
in all facets.
In
of life.
all colonization.
Can't.
Not enough female-led colonization.
Hey, Victoria had like what? 20 towns named after her.
Named after her, but she wasn't like on the front lines. That's the problem.
But you know, it wouldn't be bad to have like Aislinn City everywhere. You know.
I like that. After all this time, you still pronounce my name wrong. My name is Aislinn.
Aislinn.
Yeah, you've been going Aislinn for like 2 years.
Is that bad?
No, I mean it's just not how you pronounce it.
Is it? This is the Austrian pronunciation. Aislinn.
I'm calling you out live on podcast.
I think it's because I'm saying Aislinn with a bit of an Austrian twang.
You got a little swing in it.
Exactly, and that I guess
it hits my ear different.
It got stuck there.
No,
as well.
it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Paul.
That's not much.
Jacob.
This is what I'm saying though. What I was saying earlier, Austrian names have not changed in several centuries.
Paul Jakob Hofer, yeah.
Hofer is the name of the local grocery store in Vienna, in Austria in general.
I mean, that is a cliche that the Germans use because it's a German chain.
Yeah.
And their name is Aldi. Their name is Aldi for the superstore, and then when they open it up in Austria, they called it Hofer in a rebranding effort because Hofer is the most popular name in Austria. Most popular last name, sorry.
I was going to say, is that because of this guy?
No, maybe. Honestly, maybe. There's a non-zero chance that this is also fell into the marketing department's head.
You know what? It's a better legacy than whatever the fuck this is. I feel
Wait, are you pointing at the Eurocentrist?
No, I'm pointing at this.
Ah, okay, yes.
I'm not coming for our show.
Right, not yet.
Not yet.
You can't auto-cancel.
After enough, I'm going to get revenge. I'm going to bring on my own stories of like ridiculous shit that's happened in history.
All right. We are both dying of heat stroke now.
We need to fucking go.
Yes, we are 2 hours into this recording. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening.
Check us out on social media.
Exactly, all that bullshit. And check us out for the next episode where it's gonna be another crazy subject about European history.
That's the title of the video. I can't do it.
Loser.
I can't do it. But it's gonna be great for thumbnail material. So you're welcome.
No. It's gonna be the one where you don't fellatio to this.
Yeah, where it's true. I was a bit more on the nose or on something else rather.
Yes.
Anyway. Bye. Get out of my house. This is too sweaty.
Woo!